looking at my opponent's pastes is one thing, but let's actually give their teams a try if we want to really understand them. Of course, these are going to be pale imitations of what my opponent's actually used. Open Team Sheet doesn't give you natures or EVs, and so I've just gone in and filled some basic stuff, a lot of 252, 252, 4 spreads, you know how it is. So these teams are almost certainly none of them going to be as good as the ones that my opponent actually used, but we'll give them a go and have some fun anyway. I think I've decided that I'm going to play 9 best of 3 sets this video. Normally I play best of 1 for a video because it gets me more games in less time. But given that I have 9 teams to use, I don't want to just use each of them in one game. That's boring and there's not much point to it. But I also don't want this to go on forever. So 1 best of 3 set with each team, I think, is a reasonable middle ground. You have to actually click on the correct ladder to make that happen. So let's just jump right into it. Of course, we have this off-meta team right off the bat that my first round opponent used. As we're facing some Miraidon snow stuff. Specs Miraidon, Foragraph, Landorus, Whimsicott, you know the core, but then they have Alolan Ninetales with Light Clay, Aurora Veil, Blizzard, Helping Hand stuff, and Clear Amulet, Sword Stance, Excalibur. And I have this weird Body Press Iron Defense Avalugg, this weird Dragon Dance Zekrom, this weird Misty Terrain Grimmsnarl with 1 screen. It has Light Screen but not Reflect. Quiver Dance Volcarona, AV Incineroar, which might actually be good here, and this Sinistra. What do I want to do here? I actually think like Grimmsnarl and Incineroar is a very disruptive lead into my opponent's team. But then how do I get offense? I don't feel like I like Zekrom very much here. I mean, Terra Electric turns off its Ice and Dragon weaknesses, so that's something. It's not the worst idea. Let's try Volcarona and Zekrom, but I don't really know what the game plan is. We're just going to start with bulky stuff and try to figure it out from there. So here, of course, I can use Misty Terrain to get rid of the opponent's Electric Terrain. Or I can set up a light screen, but I think Terrain Control is nice right off the bat. Especially when... I thought about Snarl. I'm actually just going to target a knockoff into the Miraidon slot. If I can get rid of its specs, then that's a pretty big nerf to it right there. Volt Switch almost knocks out Grimmsnarl. I will get a knockoff into whatever comes in here, and it's Excalibur, so I can intimidate it now. The Moonblast is not doing much to AV Incineroar. Yep, we get rid of the Clear Amulet. I kind of want to pivot Incineroar out now, and I feel pretty good about bringing Volcarona in. The Ninetales has Blizzard and Moonblast to attack. Volcarona doesn't take a Glaive Rush very well. That's the one thing. But I'm just going to sell a Light Screen, so I have that going forward. I'll let Grimmsnarl go down. That does give terrain control back to my opponent, but I have other tools I can use, of course. And I'll swap to Volcarona. As actually, they just get my Grimmsnarl with Ice Shard, so I don't get the screen up. But I do get an Intimidate into Excalibur here, and this feels pretty safe to Fake Out and Quiver Dance. If they switch Excalibur out, hey, they still can't get an attack off in that slot. I really don't feel like I know how to use this team very well. I mean, it's definitely not the worst team in the world. It went 4-5 at NAIC. That's not anything to write home about, but it's not bad. And of course, this team really caught me off guard in Game 1, and I had to find a pretty unusual game plan to beat it in the other 2 games. Definitely the likes of which I hadn't used before. I kind of want to keep Incineroar in here. I mean, what am I going to do? Switch Zekrom in on this? I could Terastallize, but this doesn't really feel like the time to turn Incineroar to a Grass type with the Ninetales on the field and the Excalibur in the back and Landorus has Sludge Bomb. I'm just going to... excuse me. I'm just going to Snarl, I think. And... I don't know. Let's just Heat Wave. Let's just do it. Okay, we missed the Ninetales, but we get a big hit on the Landorus. We burn it, which, hey, is chip damage. As Earth Power knocks out my Volcarona. I'm not sure I knew that it would do that after a Quiver Dance, but hey, I never got a light screen up. Now I have to bring Zekrom in. It's pretty unfortunate, but I can knock off to try to get rid of the Landorus and protect Zekrom in the hope that they'll target Zekrom this turn because it's the bigger long-term threat than Incineroar, as actually they just swapped to Excalibur. So they're preserving their stuff pretty well here. And of course I can't intimidate Excalibur anymore because I can't switch. What I can do is just go for a Snarl and Terra Electric Dragon Dance, Dragon Claw. What's the Terra type on Baxcalibur? Poison. I feel like I don't win this without a Dragon Dance, so let's just try it here. As we do take that Moon Blast better after the Terra. And they use their Glaive Rush into Incineroar. It doesn't KO, so that's pretty nice for me. Here they can Ice Shard. I think, if I understand correctly how Glaive Rush works, they can turn off the downside with Ice Shard. Miraidon tops out at 205 speed, so I am faster now than Miraidon, so I can just start attacking with Zekrom here. Of course, Incineroar can't protect, so I guess I'll just go for a knockoff into the Ninetales slot, and I'll Dragon Claw the Baxcalibur slot. They actually bring in Miraidon, so I might be able to... Nope. Okay, Incineroar goes down. I can't get rid of Miraidon's specs, but Zekrom is faster. Now, the Miraidon has also turned off its Dragon weakness, so that's a bit of an issue. The Landorus coming in is also an issue. I don't really feel like I win this one, most likely, although the Ninetales is not the Landorus. I feel like they had me in a really bad spot if they brought in the Landorus here. The Ninetales might... Bringing Ninetales in instead might be the only way they make this manageable for me, but I have to try. Let's try a Dragon Claw into the Miraidon, and we already see how that turns out as the game ends. And we're going to game 2. Do I bring Trick Room to game 2? I feel like, I mean, that mode didn't work, so I feel like I have to try something else almost. But I can't just raw lead Sinistcha unless I commit my Terra to it, which isn't the worst thing. Last game they led Ninetales, Miraidon. I do have Mirror Coat and Sturdy on the Avalugg, so I can also get the Miraidon with that potentially, if the circumstances are right. But I feel like Grimmsnarl, Sinistcha maybe, Avalugg, and then I'll try Incineroar. I'll try, you know what? I'll live or die by the 4 Pokemon that my opponent brought to every game that we played, leaving the restricted Pokemon on the bench. I'll make the same move here. They go Farigiraf, which does not have Trick Room, next to Miraidon. They can't imprison Trick Room, nor can they reverse it, but I have to get it up. I'm gonna Light Screen. Do I Light Screen or do I Misty Terrain? I think I Light Screen because that'll weaken the Farigiraf's attack as well as that of the Miraidon, but I don't have time to do the math right now. So I'll just try to get Trick Room up. As actually Helping Hand and Discharge knock out their own Farigiraf. But my Pokemon both hold on. Grimmsnarl at 1. Sinistcha is paralyzed, but it does get off the Trick Room. That is a better start than the last game, especially as they go Whimsicott here. I kind of have to switch Sinistcha out. But I can Sucker Punch the Miraidon, or I can... Actually, let's just Misty Terrain. And I'll swap out to Incineroar. I can't let Sinistcha get locked into the Trick Room. Is the thing. Without the terrain and with Light Screen up, that really doesn't do much to AV Incineroar with the Discharge. Here I can go Avalugg. And I honestly think I'm down to just click Mirror Coat and Flare Blitz the Whimsicott slot. Let's see if it works. It would be a pretty cool play if I get rid of the Miraidon here with Mirror Coat. But they swapped to Landorus. Fair enough. Whimsicott's gone. They get the Miraidon back in here, but I can get off a Snarl into both of their Pokemon. They do have the terrain control. But what do I do with... I think I'm just gonna Body Press with Avalugg. It doesn't have Protect, right? No, it doesn't. And I can go for a big Snarl here. Maybe I needed to set up Iron Defense. That Body Press didn't do very much, but I feel like I'm in a pretty commanding position, especially compared to the previous game. The Sandsear Storm is a problem. Well, okay, the bigger problem is big special sand damage, or special spread damage. Okay, I'm not in a commanding position at all. I actually think I probably lose this. Just gonna Body Press and Matcha Gotcha and hope it works out. The Matcha Gotcha is not going to do enough damage. Oh, it doesn't even hit the Miraidon. Actually, it did a lot to the Landorus, so maybe missing the Miraidon was important. Both of my Pokemon survive. Good wide guard here. But I feel like, how much did Sludge Bomb do to Sinistcha? Oh, so actually, it's not a one-hit KO from here. So I am actually going to wide guard into Machagacha. And Sinistcha should take a hit from... Oh, never mind. Okay. Alright, well... Didn't manage to do this team justice, but I suppose it's not the easiest to use. I don't have... You know, I'm not inside my opponent's head knowing all his game plans. The opponent who used this team against me, that is. But we move on to round 2, and this Miraidon, Iron Moth, Alolan, Raichu team that was also very cool to see across the table at NAIC. We can find an opponent. And we do. It's a Sunroom team. Got Ursaluna, Flame Orb Ursaluna. This one is Shadow Claw, Terra Ghost, Torkoal, Booster Energy Iron Hands, Life Orb Hatterene, Safety Goggles and Didi, and they got the Hisuian Lilligant with the Sleep Powder and After You for the fast mode. Trick Room setters are Hatterene and Indeedee, of course. How do I deal with this? How do I use this team at all? What does this team do? Wo-Chien actually looks pretty strong here. Just for the Snarl spam, mostly. The Raichu is Fake Tears. Actually, I kind of just want to send it game 1 and lead Fake... Okay, we're not going to count that. I was going to say lead Fake Tears Raichu with Miraidon. Unfortunately, we don't get to see if that works, but here we get a Trick Room team with the Calyrex. Is this Patrick Collins' team? No. No, this is not his Pelipper set. I have Patrick Collins' team in my builder, but that's for later. Okay, but this is a pretty standard team all the same. I'm actually going to do the same thing that I said. I'm going to try to deny Trick Room by overwhelming what he's got. And so I'm just going to send it with Raichu Miraidon. I'll bring Iron Moth, and got DC'd there. That's not ideal. My internet connection is usually very strong, but it does seem to be having a bit of trouble tonight. I might actually have to pause this and record again later, unless I can get back into this game here. Okay, we're back in. What did I say? Raichu, Miraidon, Iron Moth, and I was going to say that I'll bring Wo-Chien, so that I have that tanky mode if I need it. My timer's a little messed up because of the DC, but we'll make do. It's Booster Energy, Raging Bolt, it has Thunderclap, but I'm not terribly worried about that when I have, you know, Fake Tears. They didn't bring Wide Guardmon. I kind of want to just Parabolic Charge, but I don't think that's the play. I think the play is Volt Switch into the Calyrex. Probably didn't need to Terra there. It might have been a little unnecessary, but okay, it protects. Perhaps I should have read that. What's the Raging Bolt going to do? Thunderbolt into Miraidon. That actually does way more damage than I'd like. But here, I think I'm down to just make the same play again. They're not going to get Trick Room up this turn. They can switch out and give me some other Pokemon. Yeah. Alright, goodbye, Amoonguss. Oh, it survived. Wow, this is AV Miraidon, not Specs. I don't really think through what I bring in here. The Terra Ground Iron Moth would be nice if it had already terrestrialized, but I think I kind of have to go Wo-Chien here. Which is awkward positioning for sure. I did a lot of damage to my Raichu. Oh yeah, this Raichu doesn't have an attack except Nuzzle. That feels like a bit of an error on my opponent's part, to be honest. I keep saying my opponent, when that could mean this person or the person who used this team against me at an AIC. It seems like an issue on the part of the creator of this team that the Raichu doesn't have an attack except Nuzzle, but we'll just go for an Endeavor into the Raging Bolt and Snarl, I guess. Swap an Incineroar. But the Endeavor brings it nice and low before Raichu goes down, and that'll get me... Okay, we knocked out the Raging Bolt. That can get me Miraidon back in, but I think I actually prefer Iron Moth here. I don't recall what stat my opponent had boosted by Iron Moth's Quark Drive, but I've guessed speed on this team, and EV'd it accordingly. So it'll get a speed boost once it comes in. Just need my opponent to pick a Pokemon. Where this time my opponent means the player on the other side of the showdown set and not, you know, the person I played in New Orleans who used this team that I'm using right here. Okay, got Iron Moth in next to Calyrex. This is not great because my opponent can go for a Fake Out. But I'm just going to send Meteor Beam and Foul Play into the Calyrex. They'll get their Trick Room up here, won't they? That type does a lot of damage, though. And I actually just go for Glacial Lance and don't KO anything, so that's convenient for me. Now I'll go for a Meteor Beam, actually into the No, I'll go for it into the Calyrex still, because I don't really trust Wo-Chien to survive this turn. In fact, I'll protect it. And we delete the Calyrex, so that's good. You see the Acid Spray on the Iron Moth, by the way? I got rid of my boost. This guy's got Fake Tears Raichu and Acid Spray Iron Moth with Miraidon. Pokemon are definitely going down if this team pulls off its game plan properly. Here, I think I want to just protect both of my guys, play around the Fake Out. And, yeah, I shouldn't have used my Terra turn 1. I didn't get the KO on Amoonguss anyway, and there may be a moment where I'd like to use it now. It might be good on the Wo-Chien, turn into a Water type, into the Pollen Puff and the Fire type, but can't do it. But instead, I'm just going to Heat Wave, and I don't feel like I need Wo-Chien at this point. I'll just go for a Leech Seed into the Incineroar. They can knock out Wo-Chien, but then I get Miraidon in for free. Yeah, and there's no item to knock off there. Actually missed the Leech Seed. I'm just going to Acid Spray. Get that little bit of chip, and also watch it try to take a hit from Miraidon after that. That's not even a little bit of chip. That did 21%. Do I get the Leaf Seed this time? Nope, missed again. Okay. But now I can just Electro Drift. Yeah, that's stronger. That's actually a lot stronger than Dragon Pulse. It's Foul Play. Alright, took game 1. There's still game 2. And maybe even game 3. Almost 20 minutes already. But like I said, I didn't want to play just one game with each of 9 teams. That just felt underwhelming. Okay, I did fine at denying the Trick Room last game. I just kind of didn't make obvious reads. But I do think I want to shake it up a little bit. I think I want to lead Miraidon Iron Moth this time. I'll definitely bring Wo-Chien. I didn't love the Raichu that much. There's a way to make this Raichu better, but this wasn't it. I could bring Urshifu. I could bring Landorus. Let's bring Urshifu. It is, of course, single strike form, so not as worried about the likes of Amoonguss and Raging Bolt, or even Pelipper, as their Rapid Strike form is. Okay, they lead Incineroar, Raging Bolt. They're not going right for Trick Room this time, but they are going to let me... I'm actually going to Hard Swap to Wo-Chien instead of letting Miraidon be faked out this turn. I could try to fake out Iron Moth, but I think more likely to try Miraidon because it doesn't protect. So I'm just going to Terra Ground and Meteor Beam into the Incineroar slot and hope they let me do that. Go right for the Terra Electric. They do let me get off the Meteor Beam. And it connects, and Incineroar is gone. And we take no damage from Thunderbolt, so that's a very good start. That's probably this team working as it's supposed to. We have Calyrex here. I mean, I feel pretty safe to just... I guess I could Draco Meteor the Iron Moth. I feel pretty safe, though, to just target this with a foul play and go for Heat Wave. Because they don't protect the Calyrex. Thunderbolt does not do much to Wo-Chen, and yeah, no Trick Room for them this game. I don't think that crit mattered. I think a foul play off of Ice Rider Calyrex's attack stat is pretty strong anyway. And here I'll just Snarl and Heat Wave. They can't even really get me with Thunderclap. Oh, that actually... Both of their Pokemon took the +1 Heat Wave, so that's impressive, but they don't take the Snarl. So hey, that's a pretty commanding win for this team. I think we've gotten a look now at what it can do. Now, of course, my first loss of the weekend was in round 3 against this Zamazenta team. I think I said before... Oh, whoops. Hang on, I need to fix the Ditto's moves. I think I said before, I felt going into my practice for the tournament like Zamazenta teams should be intuitive to me and they should be teams that I do well with, but I actually found them very difficult to use when I tried. And I tried a bunch of Zamazenta teams and then of course bailed and didn't bring one to the tournament. I'm not sure what's going to happen here. This team was used by my only opponent to make day 2, so it's probably pretty good. As here we're facing a Scovillain that sets its own sun. Life Orb Scovillain. Heat Rock Cyclozar, which also sets sun. There's a Tinkaton with Reflect. Palmet that also sets sun. Scarf Landorus, and very interesting Bright Powder Chien-Pao set. Okay. I mean, Terra Water Zamazenta is pretty strong here. I'm actually a little bit worried about the Scovillain. But let's just bring Zamazenta Chien-Pao game 1. I think I bring Ditto. I feel like this team, I almost have to bring Ditto. Who knows what we can do with it. And no other Pokemon's really calling to me, so I'll just bring Fluttermane. Don't really know what the right mode is into this matchup. The Tinkaton does not have Fake Out. Cyclozar has Shed Tail, Sunny Day, Steel Terra Blast. It has a few things it can do. But I feel pretty good to just... Oh, actually, I don't feel good to just set up an Iron Defense because the Cyclozar has Dragon Tail. So let's just go for a Body Press right away into that. And in fact, I'm actually going to double target the Cyclozar. Oh, we just knock it out. Okay, an Iron Defense would have been good after all. But, oh, we just knocked the Tinkaton out with the Body Press. Okay. Alright, what do they got in the back? Landorus and Scovillain. Okay. I don't feel like I need to Terra, but also, why not? Let's just send it against the Scovillain, and I'll Sucker Punch it. It might try to set Sun. But if it sets Sun, it doesn't attack. We're good. I'll Sucker Punch it too. And then I don't think... Yeah, either the Scovillain has a relatively passive turn, or I just get rid of it here. Maybe even both. And then Landorus isn't going to win this game by itself. Oh my god. I did 50 at -1. Yeah, the Scovillain's gone, and we can just clean up the Landorus here. Heavy Slam, and I'll Sucker Punch it, because, oh, okay, they forfeit. I'm going to lead Zamazenta again, but I'm actually going to put Ditto in my first slot. Let's see what that gets us. I'll bring Chien-Pao and Fluttermane in the back. Let's see what we turn Ditto into here. Please don't bail on the set before we start game 2. I want to see what I can do with this Ditto. Need my opponent to figure out a lead. Okay. Oh, looks like we're getting a Landorus, I think? No, we're getting Scovillain. Okay. That's fun. Its ability's Chlorophyll. I was sort of getting in my head, but does Scovillain get Flash Fire? I don't know if it does. Probably not, but this one doesn't have it. I feel pretty safe to just target a Flamethrower into the Scovillain, and I'll Terrastalize and Body Press. I don't know why this Ditto is Terra Normal. Ghost, I think, is standard. I could see why someone might run Stellar. Normal's kind of weird. I think. Maybe it's not. I just don't know what I'm talking about. Hey, didn't know I get to use a Scoville in this video. That's pretty fun. Get the Chen Pao in here. Does it have Sucker Punch? It does not. I'm just going to target a Flamethrower into it. And it's Terra Dark, not Ghosts. I'll target a Body Press into it as well. What did the Landorus do? Brick Break, right, okay. But that's not even a 2-hit KO into Ditto Villain. It's really not doing much to Zamazenta. Okay, they get rid of Ditto with the Sacred Sword. Fair enough. I forgot it's not Sash. Chen Pao, it's Bright Powder. That didn't really help them there. Then, of course, they don't have... what's it called? Fake Out on the Tinkaton. I'm just going to go for an Icicle Crash into Landorus. If it misses, it misses. I'm going to go for a Body Press into Tinkaton, which, of course, one-shot it last game. But yeah, Landorus will probably outrun Chen Pao, but Tinkaton won't, so we'll get an attack off. After the Sash. Goodbye, Landorus. Goodbye, Tinkaton. Okay, 15% with the play rough. Tinkaton's a cool Pokemon. I've tried it on some teams, but nothing tournament worthy. Alright, round 4. I lost to this team. It looks a lot like the Rajan Ball team, but with Chi-Yu and Screamtail innovations. Let me make sure I actually know my own sets here. Specs Miraidon. This. Encore Disable, Terra Grass, Screamtail, the ground, Terra Blast, Chi-Yu, as we're facing almost a mirror here. Almost. How do I play this matchup? I feel like Miraidon Whimsicott is a pretty strong lead. Their Chi-Yu is also Scarf, Terra Ground, Terra Blast. They have Snarl where I have Overheat. I'll bring Screamtail, I think. I'll bring Chi-Yu. Is this the right mode? I don't know. Okay, well, I get my Tailwind turn 1 and they don't get theirs. They can, of course, stagger Tailwind later. It is Terra Ground Chi-Yu. So I think I'm down to Volt Switch into the Miraidon slot and set my Tailwind. Chi-Yu doesn't Terra, so I could have just nuked it here. Oh my god, that does so much into the double resistance. I'll bring in Screamtail because I think it's my most expendable Pokemon here. Let's see what the Miraidon goes for. Oh, Draco Meteor into Screamtail, so that's convenient. What did the Chi-Yu do? Snarl? We don't love that. There's Dazzling Gleam. And, There's Moonblast into the Miraidon slot. It's actually swapped to Iron Hands here. And Whimsicott. Do I get rid of their Whimsicott with my Moonblast? Nope. You get a drop, but they can get their Tailwind here. Protect. And what does the Iron Hands have? Ice Punch, Full Switch Fake Out. I'm going to swap to my Chi-Yu here. I can threaten a big hit into something next turn. They get their Tailwind, but I still have mine up for now. And... Encore the Iron Hands and just click Heat Wave. Get some big damage into something. Oh, actually, they Encore me first. Didn't really think of that. So, gonna let them back into the game there. What can you do? I can get my Tailwind back up now, offset from theirs. And just protect Screamtail. Well, I have to, I guess. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna switch Miraidon in. They're not gonna Draco Meteor the Screamtail slot. I'm calling that. They're not gonna do it. Yeah, exactly. Oh, what does the Iron Hands do? Ice Punch. Okay, alright. Well, oh, there's no more terrain. Well, maybe I got a little lost in the sauce here. Maybe. Just gonna start discharging. Protect Screamtail this turn. I don't think we win this game. Oh, certainly not. Certainly not. Well, I have to discharge, and Volt Switch, Heat Wave. I'm trying to disable the Chi-Yu. Might keep me alive a tiny bit longer, but I'm not beating their stuff with what I have left. Yeah. Well, I have a Screamtail and a Dream. Screamtail and a Dream. They swap in a Fairy Weakness into my Dazzling Gleam. And I KO nothing. Why did it go for Ice Punch? Does it not have an electric attack? Oh, just Volt Switch. Okay, I have a Screamtail and a Dream, and the Dream's dead. But there's still game 2. I don't really see how I win this, though. This opponent, by the way, I don't know what the backstory is, but according to Arcanine, he went 3-2 drop. He lost the next round after he beat me, and then it says he dropped, even though he only had 2 losses. Who's to say what might have happened there? I'm just going to send it. I'm going to lead these. I'll bring this. And I'll bring the Terra Ground for Farigiraf. I feel like that's kind of what I was missing. The Mirror leads? No, they brought the Tailwind this time. This is actually kind of rough, because they can Ground Terra Blast my Dragon. I'll swap it out. And just Heat Wave. They're thinking. At least chip some stuff on their team here. Maybe I burn their Whimsicott and KO it through the Sash. Although after a Snarl drop. Oh, that crit on the Chi-Yu does a lot of damage still. I can get my Tailwind up here and go for another Heat Wave. It'll still chip things. Oh yeah, it will. They just go for their Snarl. Kind of want to switch, but there's nothing I want to switch in. Just Moonblast the Miraidon slot and Heat Wave. Lose the Speed Tie this time. A little unfortunate, not a huge deal. Doesn't make a huge difference is really what I mean. They get their Miraidon out, and their Iron Hands in. Well, here's the thing. I know they're not going for Terra Blast on the Chi-Yu at this point, so I'm going to just Volt Switch it. Oh, except they can fake me out. Oops. But they don't. We get that threat off the board, and we get Farigiraf in. The Iron Hand still has its move. It's an Ice Punch into Farigiraf. Which isn't great, because I kind of feel like I want to Terra my Farigiraf. In fact, I am still going to do that and just Terra Blast the Miraidon right now. But it does open up a weakness to the Ice Punch, of course. But hey, deals with the Electro Drift pretty nicely, and we knock out their Miraidon. Hold on. Hold on, block a Volt Switch. Hold on. It's not doomed. It's very undoomed. Terra Blast. Heat Wave. Get rid of the Whimsicott, but not if it protects. Okay, that's fine. They don't have to Snarl anymore. The Terra Blast doesn't do as much as I'd like. But I have a totally free discharge now with my ground type Giraffe next to it. Yeah, that chips the Iron Hands. This Terra Blast will chip the Iron Hands some more. Okay, they Ice Punch, but I don't see them winning this. Terra Water. Did they win this? Oh, do they win this? No. Because they don't KO. Oh, I don't have Foul Play. Terra Blast is my only attack? Yeah, alright, well, let's hope we crit him. Nah, no crit. Alright. Okay, managed to lose. Well, that almost went better. I wonder what happened to this opponent. This NAIC opponent of mine. But anyway, round 5. I finally got back in the winners column against this team, but hey, it's Ice Rider Pelipper stuff. Oh. That's a weird team sheet error. Or, not error, but like something didn't translate over correctly from the paste there. Except it looks like it did. It looks fine here. Oh, as one glass right, Showdown has it set up like that. Oh, that's a Showdown quirk. The ability is just called as one in-game, whichever version. So I understand how that translated weirdly from the paste to the team builder. I guess I'll have to fix that with the other Ice Rider team that I have as well. This one's a Sash Pelipper, has Wide Guard, Scarf, Rapid Striker, Shifu, Terra Ghost, Clear Amulet, Terra Water, Calyrex, Fairy, Rocky Helmet, Amoonguss, Fairy, AV, Ting Lu, and I do have Fissure as an option, and then an Incineroar. Okay, this opponent has AV Iron Hands with Iron Bundle with Encore, gotta keep that in mind. Swords Dance Leftovers Iron Hands, Wellspring Mask Ogre Pawn, and they got the Iron Boulder with the Electric Seed. That's a cool Pokemon. Terra Grass, you like to see an Iron Boulder for sure. I definitely feel like I want Ting Lu here. I feel like leading Calyrex Incineroar with Ting Lu in the back is pretty good. I don't think they have a whole lot of spread moves apart from the... Oh, they don't even have Discharge. It's Fairy Terra Blast. They don't have any spread moves except Icy Wind. So, I don't need the Wide Guard then. I'll just bring a Amoonguss. Try to go for a Trick Room game plan. They lead Miraidon and Ogre Pawn. AV Miraidon. I can Fake Out? Does Follow Me stop Fake Out, or is it the other way around? Let's find out if they go for it. Fake Out Miraidon and set Trick Room. Pretty straightforward. I don't play Trick Room much in restricted formats because if I'm preparing for an in-person tournament or something like that, I have to build the team in-game. There's a ton of tedious stuff in Pokemon that I genuinely don't mind using, but I, for whatever reason, just can't stand resetting my game over and over. So whenever there's a Trick Room, whenever there's a meta where Trick Room is built around a legendary Pokemon or something like Blood Moon Ursaluna that you can't just breed, it depends, because Zero Speed is not always that important, but most of the time in a format like that, I was just like, well, alright, I just won't play Trick Room, I guess. Okay. They can't Encore me, because they don't have Prankster. So I can get off a Glacial Lance or a High Horsepower pretty free here. It's Terra... what's it called? Grass Iron Boulder. I'm actually going to Protect and see if they Terrastalize, and I'll go for a Parting Shot into the Boulder. Then I can figure out how to play around that with Calyrex for the next turn. I didn't really think about what I'll bring in, but Ting Lu's probably pretty good here. They have Electric Terrain up, so Amoonguss is a little less appealing. They have Psycho Cut on the Boulder, so Rage Powder's not ideal either, plus they have the Terra Grass. I'll just go Ting Lu. Oh, I forgot that that's what Mighty Cleave does. Whoops, my bad. But I'll just Glacial Lance here and Stomping Tantrum into the Boulder. And so whether it tears or not, I can get off a big hit. And Mighty Cleave, that's an obscure move right now. I did try Iron Boulder a little bit on a Miraidon team very early Reg G when I had no idea how to build for this format. I feel like it's a cool Pokemon that I hope someone someday will find the right team for. I'm just going to try the same thing again. That's pretty strong here. The Ogerpon notably is 2-hit KO'd by Glacial Lance unless it Terras. I don't think they've used their Terra yet. Okay, they just swap out the Boulder. Spiky Shield, but I believe Glacial Lance does not make contact. And it's the last turn of Trick Room. Let's just try to get another big attack. Actually, I think I will swap to Amoonguss here, with the goal of Rage Powder, Trick Room. Maybe that's silly. Well, no, because if I can get rid of the Ogerpon, then they don't have a Grass type to avoid the Rage Powder. Or if it Terastallizes, they don't have a Grass type to avoid the Rage Powder. What they can do here is survive the Glacial Lance and knock out my Calyrex, perhaps. But they go for Horn Leech instead, into what's now an Amoonguss. And they get knocked out by the Rocky Helmet, actually. They have Discharge? They don't have Discharge, right? I think I remember that. Yeah, so the Miraidon doesn't have a spread attack. So it is pretty much Rage Powder food. I can get my Trick Room back up. Thinking about the Terra Fairy on Amoonguss, but I feel like this is the main thing that Amoonguss does in this game. I mean, maybe if it's... it might be nice if it survives and I can get a Pollen Puff into Calyrex, but I just feel like it's not really worth committing the Terra into Amoonguss. So I won't. Just a very simple play here. Rage Powder, Trick Room. My opponent probably trying to see if they have anything to do to stop that. Really letting their clock get low there. Are they going to KO Amoonguss this turn? No, actually they don't. So I can get that Pollen Puff next turn. Excellent. After that misplay against the Mighty Cleave earlier. Here I feel pretty safe to just Glacial Lance and Pollen Puff, right? I don't think they can threaten a KO into Calyrex once it's healed. It's a good thing that the team I used at NAIC happened to match up well into Ice Rider Trick Room stuff, because I played a couple of pretty solid teams. I beat a couple of pretty solid teams that I might not have beaten with a different matchup. Okay, yeah, that doesn't KO anything. Oh my god, why did that do so much? Am I missing something? Did it not have the Quark Drive boost last time, or what? I mean, it doesn't matter. I'll just Glacial Lance and Pollen Puff again here. But didn't that do a bunch less last time? What am I missing? Someone tell me, because I don't think I'm about to figure it out. I'm scrolling through the log, though, while I have some downtime. Mighty Cleave did 52.2%. And I think they had terrain up. Yeah, so it's not that. Oh, I had used Parting Shot into the Iron Boulder. That's why. That's why it did less damage before. What happened there? They gave me their Miraidon? Okay, that's convenient. Just Glacial Lance again and get Calyrex healthy. Enough to take a Mighty Cleave if it has to. But I don't think it will have to. +1 Glacial Lance is, yeah, plenty for the Boulder. And +2 Glacial Lance is plenty for Iron Bundle, which I'll also target with a Pollen Puff. Maybe that'll KO it. It does. Okay, game 2. Let's go. That felt pretty good. These Ice Rider teams might be decent. Maybe one of them will win a major tournament sometime soon. Who's to say? I almost want to do like Scarf Urshifu stuff now. Actually, I really don't hate coaching Urshifu with Calyrex here. But I don't think I should do it. I think I should bring the same Pokemon as last time. That was pretty strong mode. But coaching could be fun. I don't know. I like the theory. I've never really seen what it does in practice. I've seen coaching teams in Reg G, but I feel like I've never seen anyone click coaching. But I like it on paper for sure. However, I'm just going to bring the same 4 Pokemon as last game. Let's see where that gets me. How much time does my opponent have? Under 30 seconds. They're, of course, entitled to take their time. It's the same leads. So I can just do the same play again, I think. I don't see much downside. The Miraidon is a giant threat into Calyrex outside of Trick Room, but fake out Trick Room, who's the threat now? And if they switch to Iron Boulder, I can try to parting shot that again. Although they haven't seem to follow me. I mean, I could Terra Water if I get into an iffy position against the Iron Boulder. That's an option too. Anyway, I'm just going to Glacial Lance and going to parting shot the Miraidon slot again. I don't know if they'll let this work as well as it did last game, but it'll be cool if they do. Oh, they give me Incineroar in that slot this time. Okay, that means that Glacial Lance won't take a KO this turn. Also Terra type on their Incineroar. Water. Okay. I'll go Tinglu. Protect Calyrex this turn, and I'll Stomping Tantrum into the Incineroar slot. They can Terra Water if they want. They can also redirect this with Follow Me, although that means Ogerpon doesn't get an attack. I was tempted to click Fissure there. Maybe that's coming. I brought the Iron Hands this time. Take out Tinglu. Okay, so kind of an all turn. Here, the Iron Hands is Terra Fire. I can high horsepower it pretty safely. Could take a knockoff from the Incineroar. Wouldn't be ideal. You know what? I'm just going to Fissure into the Incineroar slot. Let's see if it works. Or maybe I should double target the Iron Hands. Maybe that's the play. But that's not what I'm doing. I don't want to cure cancer. I want to turn people into dinosaurs. I don't want to double target the Iron Hands. I want to go for a Fissure. Okay, I missed. Probably should have double targeted the Iron Hands, huh? Oh, we get the Swords Dance. Ooh, Swords Dance. Scary. Actually scary. It's the last turn of Trick Room. They can detect here. I'm going to try to get rid of the Iron Hands. I think there's a good chance they protect it. I'll swap to a Moongus to see if I can make the same kind of play as last game. They might deny that with a Flare Blitz into the Tinglu slot or something. I mean, I'm pretty much playing the same way as before. You'd think they'd find something to stop me. Go Ogerpon. Okay, well I can't... Oh, okay. Goodbye, Iron Hands. Don't know that I love that use of my Terra. Of course, I can't Rage Powder the Ogerpon, so it can get off a Horn Leech into my Calyrex pretty free here. I can switch to Incineroar, intimidate the Ogerpon, and try to let that go down. If they don't get rid of my Incineroar, that's kind of risky, but then I can fake out the Ogerpon on the next turn if Incineroar survives. So I have plays I can make. Oh, but I can't fake out the Ogerpon and the Miraidon at the same time. Well, I think I cross my fingers here and hope that Ogerpon goes down. Or no, that Incineroar goes down. Please knock out my Incineroar. Actually, even if they don't, then I can fake out the Miraidon, and either way I'm hoping that -1 Ogerpon doesn't KO Calyrex, so it kind of works out to the same thing. You know what? Maybe I don't care whether you KO my Incineroar or not. They swapped their Incineroar. Oh, that means they can fake out. That's smart. But I go Trick Room here. I fake out into Miraidon. No. Hold on. My Incineroar is probably slower than theirs. I didn't invest in speed. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to sadly give up that +1 attack. I'm going to swap to Tinglu. And I think I'll parting shot the Miraidon slot. Goodbye, attack boost. Hopefully I'll get you back. But it feels too risky to keep Calyrex in here. Okay, they fake out my Incineroar. Electro Drift Tinglu, which is fine. Still haven't seen their fourth Pokemon. Oh no, I have. I knocked out the Iron Hands. Do I know what they brought? Anyone else really want to fissure into the Miraidon slot right now? I think that's what I'm going to do. If they bring in Ogerpon, I can knock that out. And I'm actually going to Assault Vest, Citrus Berry. No, just Parting Shot. Which of my Pokemon is faster? I'll Parting Shot the Incineroar slot. They bring in Ogerpon there, so actually Ground Attack into Miraidon would have been fine. They get rid of my Incineroar here. Fissure misses. It does that. Wait. How much does Heavy Slam into Miraidon? Not very strong, actually. I'm gonna go for another Fissure. And Pollen Puff the Ogerpon. They missed Draco Meteor. That's very convenient for me. Oh, that Horn Leech does so much, though. Maybe I needed to Pollen Puff the Tinglu. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna try to Fissure the Ogerpon. No. I'm gonna try to Fissure the Ogerpon. And I'm gonna hope that Tinglu survives this turn and I can get a Pollen Puff off into it. Probably a roll. Oh, we did it! So good at this game. Missed the Fissure, though. Can't protect Tinglu. Don't love switching Calyrex in, but you know what? I'm down to try it. I'll Pollen Puff that slot. This could backfire if they fake out the Amoonguss slot, but it's a tough position here against the Ogerpon for sure. They do fake out the Amoonguss slot. Do they knock out... Oh, they went for Ivy Cudgel. So no, they don't knock out Calyrex. However, I don't love its chances of taking a Horn Leech. I don't know what those chances are. I feel like I have to try to set Trick Room here. I simply must. And I'll Rage Powder. It won't stop the Ogerpon, but it will mess with the Incineroar. And I just need Calyrex to take a hit. I'm really not that confident that it will, but sure would be nice. No, doesn't. Okay. Alright, well, that's probably doomed. Imagine if I'd hit those fissures. Well, not much to do here but try another one. And Pollen Puff into Tinglu. Nope. Okay. Yeah, Ivy Cudgel does too much damage. Okay. I'm actually going to try the Urshifu thing this time. Lead that with Calyrex, and I'll bring... Amoonguss is probably still good. I think I like... No, I think I definitely need Amoonguss for the redirection. I'll bring Incineroar. Leave the Tinglu behind this time. They go Iron Hands, which does not have Fake Out, and Miraidon. I don't think I have to go coaching here, and it might not be the best play. I can go Amoonguss and Protect, and then Rage Powder Trick Room next turn. After a U-turn into the Miraidon slot. I think that's a good... I think that's better here. It's a little tricky if I get into a position where I find myself needing to bring the Urshifu in Trick Room, but what can you do? I get their Incineroar here. They get that too. Incineroar doesn't have goggles, or they don't have Terra Grass on either of these guys. Rage Powder, Trick Room it is. As okay, they fake me out. Oh, that Drain Punch crit is rough. Oh, we don't like that. Wow, we really don't like that. I feel like I have to... as much as I want to heal Calyrex, I feel like I just have to take the heat off of it here. I don't think I have the luxury of going for a Pollen Puff. I can chip things with Glacial Lance. And then, I don't know, figure something out from there. Okay, they get the Ogerpon in. Doesn't take a Glacial Lance terribly well, but the Iron Hands takes it better than I'd like. Can I Pollen Puff and High Horsepower here? I don't know, but I'm going to try it. And hope that I don't just get obliterated. Definitely might happen. Please let my horse live. Please. Almost an hour and we're on what, round 5? Boy. Uh-oh. Okay, but the healing is huge. Fake out pressure does kind of waste a turn of... does kind of waste a turn of my Trick Room. Why is it protected the second slot? Why is it not in the first or the fourth slot? But yeah, the fake out pressure is so strong here. I'm just going to have to let them kill a turn of Trick Room, I think. Okay. That Iron Hands is looking awfully healthy, but with a Pollen Puff, my Calyrex will be 2. Just gonna High Horsepower into the hands. Maybe that's not correct. Maybe I need to... Oh, well, it's definitely not correct on some level. If they get rid of a Moongus here, that's smart of them, but also... Okay. They don't do that, I was gonna say, but also I get my Incineroar in. I get my Trick Room back up here, but that Iron Hands is just too hard to break. When did the Electric Terrain wear off? Okay, I could have spored it last turn, but I didn't even think about that. It's a tough game. Or at least it feels like it. A long game for this video. Or a long set, I should say. I was playing sets this long at NAIC. I was running Hyper Offense. Oh, this one's interesting. Rain Punch. Get some chip. Get an Intimidate here. I think we'd probably take Drain Punch. I think I'm down to fake out the Miraidon and go for Glacial Lance. Oh, but they can Intimidate me here, can't they? That's what they're going for. I don't even want to play this. This set sucks. I'm not super serious about that, but I'm not. This set is frustrating. That's all I mean. I'm actually gonna Terra Ghost so they can't Drain Punch the Incineroar. If they fake out my Incineroar and I don't get the parting shot off, and I'll protect, I guess. This set is frustrating, but it's not like my opponent is doing wrong. They're not even running a cheese team, but not going great for me here. All right, I'm gonna try the coaching play. I don't know if I'll get a coaching off with my Scarfer, Shifu, and Trick Room, but we'll give it a go. And actually, I'm gonna High Horsepower into the Incineroar slot. They can switch to Ogerpon here. Maybe they will. If they stay in or switch to Miraidon. Well, actually, Incineroar can just do a lot of damage to my Calyrex here, can't it? Switch to Ogerpon in the other slot. They're a water. Takes the high horsepower pretty well. And they get a parting shot into Calyrex, but I will get a coaching off here, which will negate that on the offensive side and give my Calyrex a valuable, at this point, defense boost. And here, I think I'm going to switch to Incineroar and click Glacial Lance. They can't Terra their Ogerpon, because I already did that on their Incineroar. I can potentially get Fake Out Pressure. More importantly, in the immediate term, I get an Intimidate. Probably get big damage, although they can Intimidate my Calyrex with an Incineroar switch in here, and they are going to do that. That Glacial Lance really doesn't do as much as I'd like. Drain Punch doesn't do too much either. We both have Fake Out available. I actually think I'm going to go for a knockoff into their Incineroar and Protect, because I want to get rid of that thing. It's a problem. That seems like a short-sighted play, actually. I'm going to try for Fake Out into their Incineroar. I'm going to try to Fake Out Trick Room. I don't think it's going to work, but I feel like it's my best hope right now. They might just get rid of my Calyrex here. I was actually switch to Miraidon. The knockoff might have been nice there, but I didn't go for that. I'm gonna Parting Shot the hands, and I'm gonna click Glacial Lance. Get another Intimidate on me, but we can chip here. Okay, the Parting Shot doesn't work, but... Did they forfeit? Did they time out? They timed out! Oh my god. Alright, well, I think this was winnable, but that's not how you want to win. But oh man, what a set. I almost feel like I should take a break, but I still have 4 sets left to play in this video. That was an interesting one, though. Anyway, we'll jump to this weird Eternatus team. The Terra Normal Meteor Beam Eternatus. With the Pelipper, Trick Room Chandelure, it also has Haze, King Gambit, which, come to think of it, I can bring in either of the 2 steel types next to Sludge Wave. It's probably something that the builder was going for. Also can do Electro Shot stuff in Rain with AVR Chaladon with my Pelipper. But let's look at what the opponent has. Oh, what kind of Rillaboom is this? Miracle Seed, okay. And Terra... Oh, Terra Grass. Yeah. Okay, they got Koraidon with a loaded dice scale shot set. They got Walking Wake. I probably do want to bring my Rain here. In fact, I think I like our Chaladon into this team. It's an interesting Umbreon. Could be a problem for an Archaladon game plan. Choice Band Entei. Got another Weather Setter. Alright, I'm gonna lead Eternatus Archaladon. I'll bring Pelipper in the back and pair that with, you know what, Chandelure. That's pretty strong into Koraidon Rillaboom, isn't it? Okay. Can't really say I know what they're going for here. The Umbreon can delete any boosts that I get, but I'm just gonna go for the Meteor Beam into Tornadus anyway. And I don't have Body Press. So I'll go for a Flash Cannon, I guess, into the Umbreon. This is unfortunate. This will give me the Meteor Beam boost, but not a KO. Yeah, they just get to do that now. Okay, well, I'll just swap to Chandelure because I can. And go for a... Actually, maybe this is too obvious, but I'm going to try swapping to Pelipper and clicking Electro Shot into Tornadus. If it works, then hey, that's pretty good for me. But they might go for Sunny Day here. If they don't, they do yawn Archaladon. Not ideal, but the Tornadus is gone. is ideal. They do get their Koraidon in here. I'll swap to Chandelure. And I'll Terra Fairy their Chalodon and try to get off a big Draco Meteor into Koraidon before falling asleep. Let's see if they let me do that. They do have Protect. Tail Shot into Chandelure. Not going to KO after the berry. Even with 5 hits. And they let me get this Draco Meteor, don't they? Just have to hit. I do. And their last Pokemon is Walking Wake. I can take away its special attack boost. It'll still get buffed Hydro Steam, but that still feels worthwhile. And I'll try to get a Draco Meteor into it. Of course, I have a mandatory sleep turn here. Helping Hand, Hydro Steam takes me down to 1. So they're going to get rid of my Chalodon. But I can go for Tailwind here. Get the Eternatus in faster than the Walking Wake. Does the Walking Wake have Protect? It does. I'm actually gonna... No, I'm not gonna sack Chandelure, because I don't know if our Chalodon wakes up on its next opportunity, so I'll sack our Chalodon. Okay, we get the 10% chip. Walking Wake, that's something. Get the Tailwind, and here we get Eternatus in. And I think I'm down... I think Wide Guard will protect me from my own Sludge Wave, and I'm down to test that. Because I think they protect Walking Wake here. Otherwise I'd target that with a Dynamax Cannon. Maybe I'm throwing by not doing that, actually. Because I can just... If they yawn Eternatus, I can still just Dynamax Cannon again on the next turn before going to sleep. So, actually I'm going to Hurricane the Umbreon slot and Dynamax Cannon the Walking Wake slot. And if they protect, I can probably get them with Dynamax Cannon next turn. They do protect. Confuse? No. Okay. Pelipper falls asleep. We'll burn the sleep turn on that, and we'll Dynamax Cannon into the Walking Wake slot. They could beat me with a double protect here. See if they go for it. If they, I think they have to. Oh, they can also do that. But the Walking Wake can only attack 2 more times now, and it wasted one of them on a resisted water attack into Eternatus. I'll just try to get a Weather Ball into Walking Wake, and I'll burn the mandatory Eternatus first sleep turn. If they knock it out with Draco Meteor, they lose their Walking Wake. Pelipper wakes up. Foul Play's not doing much to Pelipper. I'll go for another Tailwind. And I'll try to protect Eternatus while I get the Tailwind up. Yep, and we do manage to do that. So that's good. And here, I just go for a no-weather Weather Ball into the Wake and a Dynamax Cannon into the Umbreon. And yeah, I mean, the Walking Wake drops as soon as it attacks, and another Dynamax Cannon will finish Umbreon off. They didn't even get up a yawn this time. Went for the double protect there, didn't get it. But the Walking Wake can't win at this point anyway, because it can only attack once and then it loses. What did I lead that game? I think I liked it. Eternatus or Chalodon? Yeah, that was pretty strong. I'll just do that again. The same guys in the back, and I can adjust in game 3 if need be. They lead Koraidon and Entei. Koraidon is Terra Fire. But I'll just go for a... I'm thinking about the Terra Normal. No, I'm just going to swap to Pelipper in the Eternatus slot and go for a Draco Meteor into Koraidon. Let's see if they let me do this again. Okay, they go Terra Fire this time. And they win the Weather War? Yeah, they win the Weather War. Okay. It happens. Sacred Fire doesn't burn our Chaladon. Not that it's hugely important. I can hit Chandelure in here. Banded Entei can't really do anything to it. And is there anything they want to switch in on? Okay, well, first of all, since I can't get Tailwind here, it might be worthwhile to go for Trick Room. But I think I like Shadow Ball into the Koraidon slot. Who are they going to switch in? And I'll Electro Shot into that slot as well. Actually swap in the Walking Wake on the other slot. Well, that's now a threat, for sure. But I get my Eternatus here. I go Entei. Entei and Walking Wake is kind of a funny duo. What do I do? I'm gonna try for a Shadow Ball into the Wake. I could Terra Grass, or I could Terra Normal. I'm gonna Terra Normal Eternatus. I'm gonna try to get rid of the Wake this turn one way or another. Okay, actually we're faster. So that's not a great use of my Terra then. I didn't expect to be faster than Walking Wake. In a way, it's kind of similar to the game I played against this guy at an NAIC. But anyway, I'll just click Heat Wave here and try to get a Meteor Beam into the Entei for the boost. It's banded, so there's not much it can do about that. Yeah, goodbye. And I don't think Umbreon wins by itself here. Yeah, the Heat Wave isn't doing much in rain, but doesn't matter. Damage is damage. Just Dynamax Cannon. A +1. That does a lot. The Umbreon has... I was going to say no recovery. It actually does have Moonlight, but it's just not going to be enough. Yeah, okay, it heals, but then it takes 38 from single target Heat Wave. You're going to heal again while I try to get my Eternatus to wake up? Never mind. I woke up. And that's that. Got to win with the Eternatus team. So we like that. 3 more to go. Got another Ice Rider team here. This actually looks a lot like... Oh, right. The team that I was using. Or was playing a couple sets ago. I forgot about that weird... team sheet copy-paste issue there. Round 7. I'm starting to get tired, like it's round 7 at an actual tournament. Not gonna lie. But this takes as long as it takes. We got another Koraidon team. This one's got Scarf Great Tusk. Okay. AV Raging Bolt. Specs Fluttermane. This person is playing offense. They also got the Gothitelle to mess with things. Amoonguss. They got Terra Grass on stuff? No. Amoonguss, Rage Powder, Calyrex, Trick Room, Incineroar, and like Pelipper. I think it's reasonable. Have Rage Powder, right? Yeah. This one's Terra Grass, Calyrex. What can you do? I'm tired. But hey, we're in the home stretch, round 7. My last win at NAIC, and then I lost the last 2 rounds. I was very tired. Maybe those things were related. Who's to say? The Gothitelle has Fake Out. What are the Raging Bolt gonna do? I don't know. But we'll just double protect and find out. Goes for Volt Switch into Calyrex. Taunt into Amoonguss, not ideal, especially when I can't switch. But I'll just Pollen Puff the Gothitelle slot, I guess. I'm gonna get taunted. Actually, I'll Pollen Puff the Calyrex slot if it's gonna take a Volt Switch. I set Trick Room. Yeah. You get Whimsicott in. That's fine. Ready? Boom. Pollen Puff. And you know what? Amoonguss is slower than Calyrex. I can Pollen Puff the Whimsicott and click Glacial Lance. And hopefully get a Chilling Neigh. They have Foul Play on the Whimsicott? Or, excuse me, on the Gothitelle? They do. I didn't really think about that, did I? Oh, I got Encored into Trick Room. Oh, I am getting tired. I'm playing so badly now. Ugh. I'll unpuff the Gothitelle, and I can't switch because I'm facing a Gothitelle. Never mind, I will not switch to Incineroar. I'll click Trick Room, I guess. Oh, Pelipper here. And just Weather Ball. No. No, because they can switch to Koraidon. It's Pollen Puff and Hurricane. No Weather Ball. Much as that would be nice. That's not going to KO. Nope. Pollen Puff my Pelipper. And click, not Weather Ball, but Hurricane. What is this matchup? Oh, losing one apparently. Wait, what is it? Oh, Foul Play makes contact. Okay, sure. I can fake out the Gothitelle. I don't have to worry about Encore because Incineroar's a Dark type. So Prankster doesn't work on it. Hey, if I can remember that interaction, how tired am I really? They must have Koraidon. Yeah, there it is. There it is. I'll try to Spore it. I don't want to Protect on Incineroar though. So just do this. Yeah, can't Encore me. Well, you can Encore one of my guys, but not that one. And now you can't Encore anyone because you're done. You're gone. Unfortunately, I've let Raging Bolt in on a Water type Amoonguss. Golly gee, what a shame. Okay. Alright, so we lose that one. What do I do in game 2 against this Gothitelle? Oh man. Let's try to nuke it. U-turn. It's Terra Dark. It doesn't have a way to not be weak to bug. Okay, we're gonna leave the restricted Pokemon at home. And try to win with the broken but not restricted Pokemon. But I have Thunderclap and I have Terra Water. Well. Let's go. I can't switch except with U-turn. I can't do anything about that either. Goodbye. Okay. Well. Why isn't everyone using Gothitelle all the time? Why don't I ever use Gothitelle? I feel like I don't really know how to use it, but why don't I use it? Go for a Sunny Hurricane. Non-rain Hurricane. I can miss Hurricane into this Koraidon, which is such a huge target. Surely we won't miss. Right? Oh, that's anticlimactic. Hey, I can switch Pelipper out here. That's something. Get my Amoonguss in. Maybe I can get a Spore off into somebody this time. Although with that Koraidon going nuts with Terra Fire. Oh, okay, yeah. Goodbye to my Incineroar. I can win the Weather War for like a turn and a half. One turn. I don't think the Koraidon stays in, so I'll Weather Ball the Gothitelle slot and I'll Spore the Koraidon slot. They haven't shown Whimsicott yet, have they? Oh, now they have. Can't Spore that. But you lock me into Spore, I mean, that's not the worst thing for me. You know what? I'll Weather Ball your Whimsicott. Try me. In Sun. Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's see if I can get the Koraidon with Weather Ball. Oh. Well, I did knock out the Koraidon in a manner of speaking. Man, I just don't have the mindset to play that matchup right now. Good thing I have this totally reasonable Terrapagos team with Mousehold and Whimsicott and, oh yeah, my own Gothitelle to play next. Used, of course, by the player who knocked me out of Day 2 contention in Round 8. Hysteric Ghost. Okay, pretty reasonable. Whimsicott set. This Gothitelle looks a lot like the one I just lost to, but it has Hypnosis. Specs. Booster, Icy Wind, Thunderwave stuff. Redirection, and Technician Mousehold, Mount Friend Guard. A wide lens set. Another Scarf Chiyu. Against this Ice Rider balance stuff, the matchup kind of looks like I'm on the wrong side of the final matchup. All of these teams are somewhat different. Let's leave Gothitelle Terrapagos. Let's just send that. And I'll bring these guys. And maybe I'll end up on the wrong side of what happened in especially Game 3 of the final, but hey, let's find out together, shall we? Oh, where it goes. Try to fake out the Bolt. And I'll go for a Terra Starstorm into the Incineroar. I think they just fake me out, though. Yeah, they do. Break the Terra Shell that way. Don't know if they brought the Pelipper, but they can't switch it in right now. They do have Parting Shot. They don't have... what's it called? Volt Switch. Wait, did my fake out go first? Wait, can I taunt their Incineroar and prevent Parting Shot? And get off a big Terra Starstorm into both targets? Not in that order. I can taunt the Incineroar and prevent Parting Shot. Let's go. Okay, and I'm gonna swap to Chiyu and go for Terra Starstorm with the Beads of Ruin. Maybe I regret that if they Thunderclap me. Hey. Yeah, maybe I regret that if they Thunderclap me. Although Thunderclap is not as strong as Thunderbolt. Protect. By Incineroar. Here's the Pelican. But I can Dark... this is Terra type. Ghost. I can Dark Pulse that. And just click Terra Starstorm, keep them honest. There's the Wide Guard. Knock it down to Sash. Okay, okay. Dark Pulse. I'm actually going to switch to Gothitelle here. Preserve Terrapagos. Okay. Fair enough. But get my Fluttermane in here. Moonblast the Raging Bolt. Fake out the Pelipper. As Protect. I can't avoid that, but so be it if it does. Come on. Oh, well, I tried. But of course, after you spam Wide Guard, you can spam Wide Guard as long as you want, but you can fail a Protect if you use it right after Wide Guard. Don't want to let them have Trick Room here, so I'll Moonblast and Foul Play into the Calyrex. Yeah. There wasn't much they could do about that. The crit might have mattered. I don't know. And here I'll just Moonblast and do nothing because they forfeit. And we go to game 2. Do I just... Let's just do it again. I'm sort of tempted to lead Terapagos Chiyu, but I don't know. The Gothitelle trapping was really good at the start of last game. Let's do that again. Get their Urshifu this time. And their Bolt. But I mean, I feel pretty good to fake out Bolt and Terra Starstorm into the Urshifu. I can U-turn, but then I get a Starstorm into whatever comes in. It can close combat, but with Terra Shell that will be resisted on the first attempt. They go for Surging Strikes. Resist the first one. The others still don't do that much damage. Oh, maybe the Terra Shell blocks all 3 hits? Or does its thing on all 3 hits? It does. Okay. I actually don't think I knew for certain how that worked. Here's the Calyrex. But I can just Foul Play and Terra Starstorm that, can't I? I don't even feel like I need to use my Terra yet. I mean, they protect. What's the Bolt gonna do? Get a lot of damage off into Gothitelle. Okay, that's not ideal. But what if I switch to Chiyu and I Terra Starstorm the Calyrex this turn? How much is that gonna do? A lot of damage, but not enough to prevent Trick Room. Unfortunately, but go Gothitelle here, potentially sack it, and just send the Terastallized Terra Starstorm. I don't think they're going to knock Terapagos out before it attacks, are they? Thunderclap did some damage. Okay, but the Glacial Lance doesn't KO Terapagos. It does KO Gothitelle, but they're not going to get to enjoy that Chilling Neigh boost. It is tricky from here, though. I mean, I think I just Moonblast into the... It's not like I have a lot... Can't protect Terapagos. I think while I have the offensive pressure, I just Moonblast the Raging Bolt, and I click Terra Starstorm. That probably wins. Unless they have something smart that I haven't thought of, which they might. But I feel like if I get rid of the Raging Bolt here... I mean, we've seen what Pelipper can do, but it's not the strongest Pokemon. Even if Terapagos goes down, I think we win these. Let's see. Terapagos does go down. The Weather Ball does a lot of damage to Flutter Mane, but it doesn't KO, and the Raging Bolt is gone. And here we have an issue because there are 2 turns of Trick Room left. I'm going to protect, even though it's super obvious. No, I'm not. I'm going to Moonblast. I think they should target Chiyu here. I'll Dark Pulse in case they don't. They do target Chiyu. Okay, that should do it, yeah? Because then I protect on the last turn of Trick Room and then win with Moonblast. Okay, we're good. I did see that earlier, but I'm getting kind of tired, and I guess I forgot for a moment, but then I found it again. We take this set, and just 1 left to play, and the opponent's showcase will be finished. This guy got championship points, finished 6-3. This guy also got championship points. There's another Zamazenta team. Let's see. We got a very... pretty typical these days Miraidon team. Specs, they got the bear, they got the fish, they got the sumo, they got the giraffe, they got the little cotton sheep fluff ball. What do I use into this? It's Grass Zamazenta, so that's something. Screen's Grimmsnarl is nice. Don't have Misty Terrain on this one though. Got the Rillaboom. I think I bring those 3 for sure. And then the Chandelure is probably okay. It can disrupt a few of their Pokemon depending on what choices they make. It is very cool that Chandelure has a place in the meta right now, and that I faced 2 of them at NAIC. It's a cool Pokemon that doesn't get a ton of chances to show off what it can do. Okay, Miraidon for Rigorath. So I'm just gonna Terra Grass immediately and body press into the Miraidon slot. I have Iron Defense, but I'm still gonna do that. And get up a Light Screen. Maybe I should have swapped in Grimmsnarl, or not Grimmsnarl, Rillaboom. Yeah, maybe I should have swapped in Rillaboom. Okay, they paralyzed my Zamazenta. We break through. Do some good chip there. Here I get Rillaboom in. The Chi-Yu is a problem, but they've used their Terra. Also, it's Terra Ground Chi-Yu. It doesn't avoid Fake Out anyway. So I'm going to just body press into that and fake it out. Don't get fully paralyzed. No, we got fully paralyzed. Ah! It's Scarf Chi-Yu. You're not clicking a dark move here. You're not clicking a dark move. Well, you're not clicking a dark move. Alright, good luck, Rillaboom. Yeah, they're not clicking a dark move. Oh, we did actually take that pretty well, but then the burn is unfortunate. But yeah, the Chi is locked into Heat Wave now. What's it gonna do? Here, have a Heat Wave back. Should I trigger him? Here, have a Heat Wave back. And Wood Hammer to chip the hands. I guess Flash Fire boosts don't stack, huh? Or Showdown probably would have told me. Okay, what's with the crit now? Man. Relax. How much did Heat Wave do to Iron Hands last turn? 52. Okay. I don't think it takes one. Let's see if I can get an Iron Defense. Oh, guess I should have protected. Chi-Yu is the fastest thing. Yeah. Well, that might be a game-losing play. They might just win with Discharge now. Oh, nothing to do but try. Oh, okay, breakthrough. No! Zamazenta, you had it! You had it! Round 9 was my haxiest round at NAIC. Really only game 3. I missed 2 overheats and my opponent missed a Thunder Wave. So I guess we're keeping the spirit up here. Okay, well, no moral victories. Gotta win 2 games here. The Chandelure was nice to have that game. A lot of my Pokemon were nice to have that game. The Rillaboom wasn't great, but it kind of got burned by, what, a Heat Wave? I think I got Heat Wave burned. Yeah, what happened that game? Full paras and the burns and the shenanigans. Well, I'm gonna bring the same guys. Let's see what happens. If hopefully our luck normalizes a bit, evens out. Okay. I'll body press into the Chi-Yu. Rat. A lot of things as I get crit through the light screen there. And I got a Gorilla, a Chandelier, and a Dream. Let's try it. Okay, they're gonna let me have the Flash Fire boost. Well, but they're not gonna let me use it. Alright, well, win some, lose some. Am I right? That's not a bad way to wrap this up. You play a whole long tournament and you play your best Pokemon. I don't know that this was my best Pokemon, but hey, these are 9 teams I never used before. And sometimes this is what happens. But there we go. That was a fun little showcase of 9 different teams that I really faced at NAIC. Authentic, genuine tournament teams, except that I don't know the stat spreads. But yeah, that was fun. Probably some more NAIC stuff coming up, but I've been talking for an hour and a half, so you know what? Smell you later.